So let's talk about the myth that we're able to predict the future. Well, what am I talking about? Well, back in the day, back in the 1980s, I remember the future was quite different. Basically, there's going to be the paperless office, so we will be sending emails and messages around over the telephone line at that time. And there will be wireless communication even, but in any case, there will not be any paper needed anymore. We're going to save the forests. Well, it came quite differently. Also, then in the 90s, when the internet came up, well, dictatorships are going to fall because there will be now free information for everyone, right? It came quite a bit differently. And now I see that we're again back in a similar situation with AI. Okay, well, what about the future of AI? We're all going to lose our jobs, maybe, right? The society will be completely transformed. Well, actually, I think it might come differently and very differently than we expect. Maybe some of the predictions are going to be true. We're going to see. We'll know more in several years into which direction this whole technology is going to take us. But in any case, I want to tell you now a story that happened to me several days ago, and that kind of made me think a little bit. Because a student approached our office and wanted to get some guidance concerning the future job and studies, right? And because we're also as a school and as teachers, we're also involved in providing academic guidance. Of course, we talked a little bit about that and gave her advice. And then she came up with a rather interesting question, a very honest and a worried question. Well, if I want to study something in the future where I cannot lose my job because of AI. I do not want to invest time and energy to study something which basically results in me becoming obsolete. I was frustrated when I heard that. I mean, is this something that young people now also have to worry about? That essentially, even before the career has started, I'm already worried that I might become obsolete. I mean, there are already so many worries that young people have, and now we have to add this one as well. Now, what advice do you give? Shall I say, no, don't worry, it's all going to be fine. Just study something and it will be fine. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, right? But how can you actually give guidance and comfort to a person who's worried about these things? And it's a legitimate worry, certainly. I mean, I kind of tried to deviate a little bit or shift my argument a little bit by saying, well, you see, it's a little bit like back in the day when calculators were introduced into schools, into math class. At that time, people also said, oh my gosh, now calculators, students are going to lose or forget rather, and they're going to lose their ability to do math because the calculator will do everything. But what have we seen? Well, actually, society changed, and also the way that mathematics is instructed in schools has changed. We've adapted to it, and now we're still, of course, teaching math in school. It only has shifted, and I assume it's going to be maybe similar also with AI. It's a new technology, and in the future, of course, a lot of people will be using AI in their everyday job, right? Probably like we're using computers right now. I remember also when the personal computers started to become popular in the 1980s. Oh my gosh, computers are here. Are people now going to lose their job and become jobless? Right? Will we even need secretaries anymore? But I mean, I don't have to say. Of course, society developed quite differently, and sometimes predictions are very difficult to make in the future. What I also told this student is, well, you see, of course, certain jobs will disappear in the future, but you see, especially because there will be so much AI, maybe the human component will start to count more again. Well, maybe your future customers want to have a human connection, somebody personal to talk to, right? So essentially, AI becomes a tool, just like computers and calculators are tools right now. And apparently, back in the day, when writing was invented, people were worried, oh my gosh, now if people can write down everything, they're going to start forgetting things because they don't have the need to remember the things anymore if they write down everything. Of course, we understand it came quite differently. So I think what I want to do is I want to counter the myth a little bit that essentially the future is all set in stone and carved in stone, so to say, and that is always predictable because society is a dynamically changing system, yeah, and therefore it's very difficult, if not impossible, to predict in detail what's going to happen, into which direction new technology is going to take us. And I think this is a certain uncertainty that we're all confronted with. But I think maybe it's this uncertainty of the future that causes many people to become afraid of certain modern technologies. Maybe the fear of losing one's job is simply not the fear of actually losing the job, but simply a fear of an uncertain future. Just my thoughts on this issue. Well, I'd like to hear what your view is, and that's why there is a comments section, of course. And yeah, let's just wanted to start a little bit of a discussion relating to this topic. I wish you all the best, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.